All right, thanks, Jay. Well, firefighting is a well-known profession. Firefighters are the people you call in your darkest hour when you have no one else to turn to. But tonight, we hear from one particular Wichita firefighter and his quest for making the profession safer for the next generation.
KAKE's Abby Wray recently learned about this through an exclusive opportunity with the Wichita Fire Department.
Firefighting is a lot of work. I'm on a mission to learn about firefighting, so I followed Fire Station 1 around for 24 hours to learn about their mission, who's working behind the scenes, and what it takes to fight fires in our community. Jon Doffing has been a firefighter for almost 7 years and 5 years at Wichita Fire Station 1. He's found his passion in being a leader and fighting fires, but he knows better than most that firefighting can come at a cost. That's why he's changing the narrative, putting his money where his mouth is, and making a change in his community by creating a nonprofit called Beyond the Call. He is one of Wichita's ultimate problem solvers.
Usually people will say something like, man, you couldn't pay me enough to do that.
Meet Jon Doffing, a Wichita Fire Station 1 firefighter and leader.
But anybody doing this job would do that for free. Like some people even show up to a house fire that's down the street of their house and go do stuff because it's just fun.
After nearly 7 years of being a firefighter, he has some experiences that still stick with him.
We had a house fire, person's trapped. I came up to the house and there was a guy standing out front. He said, my brother was right behind me. Okay, so I went into the living room. I was in there for about 10 seconds. The room flashed over on me.
Because the room was full of smoke, it flashed, meaning all of the smoke caught on fire in an instant, all while Doffing was inside.
These hands don't really work. Like if it's cold, they hurt all the time. I don't have, from like here up, I don't have much feeling on them.
That fire left him with severe burns on his hands and arms, and he lost a little piece of himself. The station keeps it around as a reminder of the sacrifice firefighters often make. And often may be an understatement. Doffing says that 53% of the Wichita Fire Department is working with an injury right now.
Bruised, broken, hurt, whatever, different levels. Some maybe a sprained ankle, some maybe a torn labrum. People are just coming to work and doing it because the alternative is they can't afford it.
Doffing and others at Fire Station 1 believe that many firefighters have a type of neurodivergence, like ADHD, something that gives them a competitive edge when it comes to fighting fires and jumping from task to task as firefighters do. But it perhaps does the firefighters a disservice when one is benched due to injury.
Like there's a bunch of people who have had injuries and they get put up at the city building for a couple weeks and then they just forge paperwork saying they're fine and go back to work with broken things because they can't stand it.
Doffing decided to take his experience and turn it into something useful, not just for the current 476 Wichita firefighters, but for the future generations of firefighting. He and a lieutenant started Beyond the Call. He wants to improve firefighters' health outcomes, for good reason.
So we have higher instances of cancer than most people, and then when we get cancer, we have 14% higher chance of dying from that cancer.
And it's not just the firefighters impacted, it's their families too.
In a study where they took the children of police officers and the children of firefighters, the children of firefighters had 50 times the incidence of cancer. So we're bringing that stuff home to us.
That's why he started working on getting cancer initiatives like early screenings available to Wichita firefighters through Beyond the Call. And there's still lots to do.
We really, really need to have 2 pieces of gear, 2 sets of gear, and we only have 1. So we go to a fire and we put our gear back on, just keep soaking in it all day.
And you can see the effects at the fire station. Do you believe that you got your cancer from firefighting?
Oh, I 100% do.
Lieutenant Jeremy Kufler works at the same fire station as Doffing, and he has melanoma, a kind of skin cancer some firefighters can get. Looking back at your career, do you think it was worth it?
Oh, 100%. I'd do it all over again.
Doffing has also urged the city to get every firefighter flame soap. That finally happened back in March, after Shields awarded Beyond the Call a $5,000 grant that allowed them to purchase 500 bars, essentially a 1-month supply for all of the Wichita Fire Department.
The charcoal-based soap that's really just supposed to get rid of all the carcinogens in your skin and stuff, and it seems to work pretty well.
The other part of Beyond the Call involves this gym, which he opened after investing $30,000 of his own savings.
We're putting together a system that works with kind of athletic trainer type situation so that we get you fixed faster and fixed all the way.
He explains that firefighters are essentially professional athletes, but currently they're treated like every other city employee when it comes to medical treatment, not given additional support for the hardships they physically and mentally go through on a day-to-day basis. Now, Wichita firefighters pay about $9 a month to use the gym, and all of that money goes right back into the gym improvements and other life-saving initiatives Beyond the Call is creating. The only thing Doffing can't personally do that he wishes he could, pay the firefighters more.
You know, everybody wants to get paid more, but also I think it would make the job better for guys. You know, we talked about all these guys have second jobs. They work their asses off here, they get beat up. Most of the guys that have second jobs run their own businesses. So they can't just call in sick. Like, they have to go work on their days off or things don't happen.
He says that every firefighter he knows would do the job for free if necessary. But being financially supported is how you ensure security, longevity, and better health outcomes for the ultimate problem solvers of Wichita, firefighters. Doffing is also excited to announce not only mental health services for firefighters as the next phase of Beyond the Call, but also a scholarship program called the Ty Voth Hero Fund in fallen Wichita firefighter Ty Voth's honor. He says Ty was passionate about teaching the next generation of firefighters, so it only makes sense to honor his legacy with a scholarship. If you'd like to donate to this new program, which will roll out in August, go to KAKE.com to learn how. For now, in studio, Abby, Wray, KAKE News on your side.